What's up, everybody? This is Red 215. Yeah, I'm a little laid back. Today is Sunday, and I'm not gonna do a whole lot today. Just gonna answer a couple questions a friend of mine posted on Facebook. Uh, a friend of mine asked, "Is the prepping food supposed to be kept separate from all other food or water?" And water. Well, you get the gist of it. The answer is complicated. Both yes and no. So if you're going to be evacuating, if you're in an area that maybe is subject to, I know this topic is a little sensitive, hurricanes, if it's subjected to tornadoes, if you're in a militarized zone where you can get bombed or something, disaster is crazy. You don't know what the heck's going to happen. On average, people have about 5 to 10 minutes heads up to evacuate. Meaning you don't have time to go to the pantry and sort out your food, sort out everything that you have and figure out what you can use without cooking. Like Vienna sausages, stuff like that. You don't have time to sort stuff out. What you need is something you can grab and go. On hand right now, I have a bunch of canned foods. I really like pre-made chunky soups. So grilled sausage and chicken, gumbo, tomato soup, stuff that can be eaten that you don't have to heat up. Vienna sausages, Spam. I know it doesn't taste all that great if it's not cooked, but you make do with what you got. Some pickles, stuff like that. That's stuff you can take with minimal preparations. Vienna sausage, you can buy a whole bunch of them real cheap, and you don't have to cook them. You may get tired of it, but in a short-term situation, it's better than not having any food at all. They make canned tamales. Ooh, I'm playing with my flashlight. There is a bunch of different ways people do. I myself, I rotate food, which means I have 1 month. How best to explain this? I have food, and I put it back. Like, my aunt was real nice a while back. She brought me a bunch of food from Sam's. Vienna sausages, ramen, rice. She bought me a 50-pound bag of rice, white rice, for $20. I know it sounds like I am advertising for Sam's Club. No, I'm not. Just want to give credit where credit's due. You can buy bulk, cheap. It's a good deal there. 2 50-pound bags of rice fill up three buckets, 5-gallon buckets of rice. And a lot of people just pour rice in and don't tamp it down. If you shake the bucket a little bit, it'll pack itself down to where you can fit more. And I've fit almost 40 pounds at one point in a 5-gallon bucket. And you put oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers. And if it's, your bucket has to be HDPE2. Otherwise, it is not food safe. That just means that it doesn't have harmful chemicals that leach out into the food, out of the plastic into the food. On hand right now, in my current situation, I've been to the store once, and I brought a couple of things from home. I have a 5-gallon bucket of rice, a couple of pounds, pound each of lentils, lima beans, black beans, and split peas. I have 20 pounds of beans. I have some salsa, because who doesn't like rice and salsa? Okay, yeah, it's not the best combination, but still, you know what you can do. The thing about those is you have to cook them, and you have to cook them for a long time. So if you need something that is minimal prep, like something you can just open and eat, I don't have it with me. Oh yeah, peanut butter. I ate the peanut butter, so I need to go get more. But peanut butter, granola bars, and you probably already know what granola bars those are, so yeah. There's what do you call those? Vienna sausages, Armour Vienna sausages. They're Spam. Those things could be put into a 5-gallon bucket. Sorry, one of the birds outside must have hit the tree, landed in the tree, and tree hit the window. Things like I can't call it by name because of copyrights, but pre-made soups that are just heat and serve. You don't necessarily have to heat them up more than a few minutes. Things like putting it over a fire, or if you have access and there's electricity, microwave, stuff like that. In some cases, like if you're in an emergency situation, I just open it and mix it up, shake it, do whatever, and chow down. I know it's a lot of processed foods, but I'm sorry, you can't always be healthy food. If you have fresh apples, you don't necessarily always have to have fresh apples in storage, but a good flavor combination is granola bars, peanut butter, and apples. Good flavor combination. Once that fills you up. It's high in protein, good in fiber, and you get your fruit serving. Water is a little trickier. To store water, I have seen some stackable water jugs that are 5 gallons, 6 gallons, somewhere around there. And those are okay. But you can't store water in sunlight, heat, stuff like that. It has to be stored in a cool, dry place. Middle of Texas, no problem. On the coast, the humidity is a problem because that can lead to mold. And if you're storing water, it is good for up to about 1 year. And what I do is I rotate it out. I fill up my jugs, my water jugs, and first in, first out is one of the rules. I fill it up, and whichever one I filled up first, I have a little piece of paper I can tape to it, and it just tells me when I filled up the water. I'll fill it up, and whichever one, when I need water, whichever one's the earliest I did, I'll go ahead and start using that. And then the next time I go to the store or to the water jack, water spigot, whatever you want to call them, I I refill and put that at the back. There are good buy dates, best buy dates. Peanut butter said best before February 2017. These are, as much as I want to say, they're more guidelines than rules. This is so that stores will reorder. They'll box all these old ones up, either toss them or donate them to food banks, and then just order more. That's how businesses keep food coming. My time is running short on here, and I haven't figured out how to extend the time, so we shall see. You can use food. I've eaten canned food this year from almost 1998. I think the earliest I got was I think November 1999, somewhere around there. And I've eaten that. I'm still alive. Didn't get sick. So long as the cans aren't dented, when you open them up, they don't have molds, icky stuff like that. So long as there's none of that, it should be good. Powdered milk is decent. I tell you this, don't store food that you do not eat. Because in an emergency situation, if all you have is rice and beans stored up, you gotta think, how long is the situation gonna last? Are you going to be eating beans for 3 months? Are you gonna be eating rice? After a while, it gets to the point where you just don't want to eat. You risk starvation because you just are sick and tired of beans and rice. And that's not even counting whether or not you have the tools and methods and ways to cook it, because it does take a while to cook. Beans especially takes a while to cook. Those are for more advanced kind of prepping stuff. If you're prepping on a budget, I'll tell you this now, buy a canner, pressure canner, because you can take your food, and my aunt has done this before. She will take her food, and whatever she doesn't use, she'll can. She has a little garden, and she has just a bunch of cans of green beans, black eyed peas, okra. She has a bunch of good stuff, and I've seen some of that stuff since I was a kid. My aunt gave me a 1994 can of black eyed peas, and I ate them, and they were delicious. Salt doesn't go bad. Rice, as much as people say it doesn't go bad, you have to watch it because bugs, rocks, stuff like that can make it taste kind of funky. Beans. Beans, fourth a cup of beans, pinto beans, and a fourth a cup of rice makes a complete protein. So you would be having a high protein diet if even that was all you ate. But it is also high in starch. To make food last longer, sometimes I'll make some rice and beans, and I'll add stuff like a soup, chunky soup, or meat, stuff like that, onions. It goes a lot further. But my time is getting really, really short now. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And I am still learning to edit this, so this is all unedited. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend. It's not going to be much, but